The moment his net worth hit 7 figures, everything changed. I wasn't just his assistant anymore. I became his lifeline. 10 years holding his secrets, fixing his mistakes, building his empire from shadows. Now he calls me his guardian angel. But angels can fall, and take others with them. The moment his net worth hit 7 figures, everything changed. I wasn't just his assistant anymore. I became his lifeline. 10 years holding his secrets, fixing his mistakes, building his empire from shadows. Now he calls me his guardian angel. But angels can fall, and take others with them. Growing up in South Chicago, I never imagined I'd one day hold power over millions. My mama worked 2 jobs, cleaning office buildings downtown, coming home with aching feet, but her head held high. Education is your ticket, she'd tell me every night before kissing my forehead. So I studied. Hard. Community college during the day, waitressing at night. The first in my family to get a business degree, though nobody was rolling out any red carpets for a black girl from the South Side with no connections. I remember the day I met him. Not the millionaire he is now, just Marcus, the ambitious project manager with the wrinkled shirt and the office nobody wanted because it faced the building's ventilation system. I was temping as an administrative assistant, my 3rd contract that year, still dreaming of something permanent. He'd forgotten his lunch meeting notes in the printer. I brought them to him, along with suggestions on 2 errors I'd spotted in his projections. Instead of being offended, he looked at me like I was some kind of miracle. "Nobody else even noticed," he said, shaking his head. "What's your name again?" 2 weeks later, I became his dedicated assistant. "I can't offer much now," he told me, leaning against his desk, "but I see something in you that matches what I'm trying to build. Stay with me through this startup phase, and I promise you'll never regret it. When I win, you win." I'd heard promises before, but something in his eyes, that intense focus, like he could already see the future we'd build, made me believe him. That promise became the foundation of everything: our working relationship, his eventual empire, and the unshakable trust that would one day place his entire world in my hands. Stay with me to discover how I transformed from an ordinary employee to the woman who quietly controls a fortune most people only dream about. This isn't just about money. It's about power, loyalty, and what happens when someone trusts you with everything they've built. Because when you hold a millionaire's soul, you carry both a blessing and a burden that changes you forever. Before Marcus, I'd bounced between 6 different companies in 3 years. Human resources specialist, executive assistant, office manager, different titles, same glass ceiling. I was good at making other people look good, organizing their chaos into something manageable. But nobody saw me as anything more than a utility, a means to their end. Marcus was different from day one. Fresh out of business school, with more ambition than connections, he'd landed a middle management position at a tech consulting firm. Nothing special on paper, but watching him work was like seeing a chess player thinking 5 moves ahead while everyone else played checkers. Our first real project together was a disaster on the surface. A client presentation with impossible deadlines. The team lead quit halfway through, leaving Marcus to inherit the mess. While everyone panicked, I spent 3 sleepless nights reorganizing everything. When I handed him the revised presentation, he didn't just thank me. He asked me how I'd approach the client's problems. Nobody had ever asked for my actual thoughts before. In that cramped conference room, I watched him seamlessly weave my suggestions into his pitch. The client doubled their contract. That night, celebrating with cheap wine in paper cups, he said something I'll never forget. "I'm not interested in being anyone's boss. I want partners who make me better." I didn't realize then that we were laying the first bricks of an empire. I just knew that for the first time, someone was seeing me, all of me, not just my organizational skills, but my mind. And that recognition was more intoxicating than any promotion could have been. 6 months in, disaster struck. A major client filed a complaint, claiming Marcus had overpromised and underdelivered. His reputation was on the line, and with it, our future. While management was ready to throw him under the bus, I spent the weekend digging through every email, contract clause, and meeting note. I found the smoking gun. The client had shifted requirements 3 times without proper documentation, each time expecting more for the original price. The morning of the review meeting, I slipped Marcus a folder with every contradiction highlighted. "Let me speak," I whispered. The boardroom fell silent as I, the assistant nobody paid attention to, systematically dismantled their accusations. By the end, the client was apologizing and signing an expanded contract with clearer terms. That night, Marcus gave me a key to his office. "You saved more than that contract today," he said. "You saved me." It wasn't just words. The next day, my salary doubled, and my title changed to executive partner. When coworkers questioned it, he simply said, "She sees what others miss." Gradually, I became his filter for everything. Business ideas, potential partners, investment opportunities, all passed through me first. I developed an instinct for what would excite him, what would waste his time, what would complement his vision. I became the gatekeeper to his world. The real turning point came during his divorce. While his personal life crumbled, I kept the business growing. He trusted me with company accounts, client relationships, everything. When the dust settled, he looked at me differently, not as an employee who'd stepped up, but as the foundation his future would be built upon. The idea that changed everything came from an argument. Marcus wanted to expand into corporate training. I thought it was saturated. "What we need," I said during a particularly heated debate, "is to solve the problem nobody's addressing, connecting skilled freelancers directly with companies needing specialized project work." His eyes lit up. By morning, he'd drafted the business plan for what would become Connect Capital, a platform that would revolutionize how companies access talent. While Marcus became the face of the company, I built its backbone. I vetted developers, negotiated with investors, refined the algorithm that matched talent to needs. My name wasn't on the press releases, but my fingerprints were on every success. I cancelled vacations, missed my grandmother's funeral, ended a promising relationship, all because we were so close to breakthrough. 3 years of 18-hour days. 3 years of Marcus and I finishing each other's sentences, sleeping on office couches, subsisting on takeout and determination. The platform launched to modest success, then caught fire when a Fortune 500 company publicly credited us with saving them millions in recruitment costs. I'll never forget the night the valuation hit 8 figures. We were in his new office, no more ventilation views, looking out at the city lights. "We did it," he said, sliding a document across the desk. It was equity shares, making me officially part owner. When I saw the percentage, 25%, I couldn't speak. He just nodded. "Without you, there is no it." That night, alone in my apartment, I finally allowed myself to cry, not just for the money, but for being truly seen. Success changed Marcus, not dramatically, but in subtle ways that only I noticed. The invitations poured in, speaking engagements, investor meetings, exclusive gatherings. His calendar became a battlefield where everyone fought for minutes, and I became the general deciding who lived or died. "Just handle it," became his mantra, transferring more power to me with each passing month. I started making decisions he never knew about, turning down partnerships that didn't align with our values, restructuring deals to protect our interests, sometimes even replying to personal messages when he was overwhelmed. My signature on documents became indistinguishable from his, not forgery, trust. The line between professional and personal blurred beyond recognition. I knew his medical history better than he did, managed his dietary restrictions, selected gifts for his family. I scheduled his therapy appointments after the panic attack started, made sure he took his medication, and knew exactly when to clear his schedule for mental health days, all while keeping his image as the unflappable CEO intact. His new girlfriend went through me to reach him, something she resented until she realized I was actually on her side, protecting their relationship from unnecessary business intrusions. "Without you," she once told me, "I don't think he'd remember to have a personal life at all." What nobody understood, not the board, not his family, not even Marcus sometimes, was that this wasn't just a job anymore. The power shift happened so gradually neither of us noticed it. But one day, watching him confidently deliver a keynote speech I'd written, using slides I'd designed, wearing the suit I'd selected, I realized the truth. He wasn't just the face of our empire. He was becoming my avatar in a world that would still rather see him than me. What does it mean to hold someone's soul? It's not ownership, it's guardianship. I hold his vulnerabilities, his fears, the 3 a.m. doubts he can never show the world. I know which investor's criticism cut him deepest, which childhood memory still makes him question his worth, which mistake keeps him awake at night. I carry these fragments of him like precious stones, both burden and privilege. There was the night he called me from his car, panic attack so severe he couldn't drive. I talked him through breathing exercises while simultaneously rescheduling his morning meetings and ordering medication delivery. Or the acquisition deal I stopped because I recognized the predatory gleam in the potential partner's eye, something Marcus, blinded by opportunity, had missed entirely. "How did you know?" he asked later, after they were exposed for fraud. "I just did. I know threats to him like they're threats to my own body. The weight of this responsibility is immense. Every decision I make ripples through his life, our company, the lives of hundreds of employees. Sometimes I wake up terrified, not of failing him, but of the realization that he now sees the world partially through my eyes. His instincts are colored by my perspectives, his choices filtered through my judgments. He knows it too. "You're the clearest mirror I have," he told me recently. "Sometimes I don't know where my thoughts end and yours begin." It should have scared him. Instead, he seemed comforted, relieved even, to have someone who knows him so completely that he doesn't have to carry the full weight of being Marcus anymore. That's the true meaning of holding a soul, becoming the safe house where someone can finally stop performing and simply be. People see power in the wrong places. They chase corner offices, fancy titles, public recognition. Real power isn't loud. It's the quiet influence that shapes decisions before they're even spoken. It's knowing the why behind every what. It's being the person someone trusts enough to finish their thoughts. This relationship has cost me. My own dreams were postponed, then transformed. Family members call me married to the job. Friends I've known since childhood struggle to recognize the woman I've become. Dating, nearly impossible when you're carrying someone else's world alongside your own. But what I've built isn't just Marcus's empire. It's a testament to what happens when someone truly sees your value. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Not for the money, though financial security after generations of struggle in my family is no small thing. I'd do it again for the moments when I solved problems no one else could see. When I turned chaos into order. When I protected something valuable from those who would damage it for profit. I'd do it again for the pride in my mother's eyes when she saw my name finally added to the company masthead last year. For those walking this path, remember, invisibility can be power if you choose it intentionally. Document everything. Know your worth before others recognize it, and understand the difference between loyalty and self-erasure. The former strengthens both parties, the latter diminishes you. Marcus and I are evolving now. I'm stepping more into the light, building my own team, while he explores new ventures. Our partnership isn't ending, it's expanding. Because when you hold someone's soul with care, they don't fear your rise, they welcome it. Trust isn't given, it's earned in countless small moments of showing up, in decisions made when no one's watching, in the quiet space between what's said and what's understood. The power I hold wasn't taken, it was transferred, one responsibility at a time, until the lines between his success and mine blurred into something new, something rare. I want you to understand that this journey wasn't about manipulation or control. It was about becoming essential through excellence, about proving your worth so thoroughly that your voice becomes indispensable. For every Black woman who's been overlooked, underestimated, or relegated to the shadows, your perspective is your power. Your attention to detail isn't just fussiness, it's brilliance. Your intuition isn't just feeling, it's intelligence refined through generations of having to see what others miss. I don't just work for a millionaire. I'm not just his right hand. I'm the heartbeat of an operation that changed both our lives, and I did it by turning my invisibility into my superpower. I did it by being exactly who I am, observant, meticulous, and unwavering in my commitment to excellence. Your story of trust and power is waiting to be written. Hit subscribe and share your experience in the comments. How far would you go for someone who put their life in your hands? What invisible work do you do that deserves recognition? Join our community where we explore the hidden side of success every week. Because the most powerful stories aren't always told by those in the spotlight. Sometimes they're told by